here's the thing. Has Rishi got what it takes to beat Labour? That is the key question. The scene was set today. The House of Commons, the time, midday, the 57th Prime Minister of the United Kingdom making his debut at PMQs. It's just shy of 33 years since we've been able to watch these weekly events. Back in the day, by the way, I'd forgotten about this. It was twice a week up until fairly recently, but relatively recently. It used to be twice a week. And in 1953, Winston Churchill, as Prime Minister, agreed that questions should be submitted on those fixed days, because before that, they just used to throw questions in whenever they fancied. So a question would crop up and whatever minister was in the House, might have been Defence, could have been Health, might have been the Prime Minister, they got a question in. And then, of course, Churchill said, actually, we should do this properly, twice a week, so every Tuesday, every Thursday. And that carried on for some time. Back in 89, I think it was, they began televising it. Today, though, it's all kind of changed. At best, it's vaguely amusing. At worst, it's an utter circus. Once in a while, you do get a nugget of intelligent conversation when it comes to a slanging match, the proverbial political boxing ring, where landing a punch is more important, it seems, than the detail. It's a sport rather than a display of politics. We almost write this off, but perhaps because we expect that moment, our own bird's eye view of our political masters going at it, we would like to see quality debate. I don't think that's too much to ask. And over the years, of course, it should be said, there have been some classic moments.
Of course, the chairman or the president of the Commission, Mr Delors, said at press conference the other day that he wanted the European Parliament to be the democratic body of the community, he wanted the Commission to be the executive, and he wanted the Council of Ministers to be the Senate. No, no, no.
Do you know, I watched that about 18 times this morning. I should have it as a ringtone. It's just a fabulous... I know there's some rose-tinted glasses going on there, but it was Thatcher, I sense, that really embraced the seriousness of the moment. A unique opportunity for backbench MPs to put any question they like to the Prime Minister. Democracy in action. And what is great, often those questions come directly from a constituent, somebody who's written to their local member of Parliament, and that MP has now then passed that on and asked the Prime Minister. Democracy in action. And it kind of varies as to how good they are at it. John Major wasn't great, Blair was pretty good, Brown was awful, Cameron not bad, Theresa May like a head teacher, Boris like a stand-up comedian, Liz Truss might as well have not turned up. So what about Rishi Sunak? Day one in the job and straight into the bear pit. Let's see how he did. And remember, of course, he has experience at the dispatch box, but very different to when you're actually the Prime Minister. So, Sir Keir Starmer was quick to pounce on Rishi Sunak's appointment of Suella Braveman as Home Secretary. Remember, she only recently resigned for admitting a security breach at the Home Office.
Mr Speaker, yesterday the Prime Minister stood on the steps of Downing Street and promised integrity, professionalism and accountability. But then, with his first act, he appointed a Home Secretary who was sacked by his predecessor a week ago for deliberately pinging around sensitive Home Office documents from her personal account. Far from soft on crime, I ran the Crown Prosecution Service for 5 years. I worked with Home Secretaries to take on terrorists and serious organised crime. And I know firsthand how important it is that we have a Home Secretary whose integrity and professionalism are beyond question. So, have officials raised concerns about his decision to appoint her?
Mr Speaker, I just addressed the issue with the Home Secretary, but he talked about fighting crime. I would hope, Mr Speaker, I would hope that he would welcome. I would hope that as we look forward, he would welcome the news today that there are over 15,000 new police officers on our street. And the Home Secretary will be supporting them to tackle burglaries. While the party opposite will be backing the lunatic protesting fringe that are stopping working people going
So based on that, has Rishi got what it takes to beat Labour? That's the crucial question. Keir Starmer continued his attack. The leader of the opposition said that it was working people who are suffering with the Tory chaos that we've seen in recent weeks.
We can all see what's happened here. He's so weak, he's done a grubby deal, trading national security because he was scared to lose another leadership election. There's a new Tory at the top, but as always with them, party first, country second. Yesterday, on the steps of Downing Street, he also admitted what the whole country knows. The Tories have crashed the economy, and now somebody has to pay for their mess. I say it shouldn't be working people who've been hammered time and again by this lot, but those with the broadest shoulders must step up. Does he agree?
No. Well, Mr Speaker, the honourable gentleman talked about party first and country second. Perhaps he could explain to us why it was a few years ago he was supporting the member for Islington North. Mr Speaker, my record is clear. When times are difficult in this country, I will always protect the most vulnerable. That is the values of our compassionate party. We did it in COVID and we will do that again.
So there was a return to what we've seen previous Prime Ministers do, pull out the Jeremy Corbyn card. Also within PMQs, he played the Brexit card as well, accusing Keir Starmer of not recognising a democratic vote. So based on this, and this is early doors, I get that. And I also understand that I think Prime Minister's Question Time has kind of lost its verve a bit, hasn't it, over the years? It no longer is the event it once was. It was originally played only on the radio, and then it was televised, as I mentioned, back in the late 80s. But even during those first 20 years, it was something to see people going at it and having a row, and a political row, and a row that really mattered. Today, with social media, where every click on any social platform is somebody kicking off or having a row or seeing somebody in an unguarded moment, there's no surprises anymore in the visual medium in that respect. So perhaps it's lost something. But based on what you heard today, has Rishi Sunak got what it's absolutely going to need to beat Labour? 0344 499 1000. We'll talk to Trevor Kavanagh and a Conservative MP in just a few moments. I want to get your take on this, because it's us, the electorate, that matter. Do you think Rishi edged it? Can he do it? Who of the two sounds best? Who is most convincing? Has he got what it takes?